Hello and welcome to Teleislas with the most relevant and important news of the day.
And in a closed-door meeting, the interim governor, Allen J. Stevens, subscribed to the management plan agreement for the improvement of the departmental water plant.
The Ministry of Housing and the Governor's Office held a working table to sign the management strategy of the departmental water plan, which seeks to strengthen the institutional and technical capacity to improve planning and investment in potable water and basic sanitation in the islands.
En eso se hicieron compromisos como mejorar la planta.
In the working table, commitments were made to improve the plant in the sense of generating the hiring of personnel to help and provide all the necessary support so that the different functions are moving forward in the best way and have better results. These results are aimed at providing better coverage in aqueduct and sewage.
Acosta indicated that within the framework of the departmental water plan, work is being carried out for the 2021 period.
We have several projects that will be moving forward this year, such as the expansion of networks and sewerage in districts 1, 2, and 3, which is a second stage. The feasibility is in the process of approval. We also have the construction of infrastructure required for the conditioning of solid waste, which is the system that is being implemented in the landfill to deliver the waste to the RSU so that it can function and optimize the landfill. There are also the designs and the installation of the desalination plant, which is the 50-liter plant that has been in execution since last year. This is under Findeter's management. So we are launching activities so that the departmental plan has all the articulation in water and basic sanitation that it should have.
Other projects currently being developed by the departmental government are the renovation of networks in the water leakage points, currently in Phase 2, and the completion of the master plan for pluvial sewerage system for District 4.
And during a technical visit in the southern sector of the island, Coralina found the execution of the work of a restaurant without the corresponding legal permits, then proceeded to impose a measure of suspension of reconstruction in the coastal border.
In the midst of this control, the corporation imposed a preventive suspension measure of the activity and continues to follow up on the process.
In the framework of the control and surveillance activities being carried out by the Environmental Management Group of the Coralina Corporation, we have managed to identify the construction process of a restaurant in this area of the island, specifically in the south end, since they were developing construction activities that were not within the initial structures, but they were placing concrete materials, and obviously we had to suspend the activity.
The director of the corporation said that they will closely monitor these constructions to ensure that they comply with all the minimum risk standards in the department.
We will continue to monitor all the constructions on the coast of the islands, constructions that do not have permits and that are in the process of legalization. Not only with this work, but there are other works, for example, in the West View area that in the framework of the reconstruction are within the norm of the regulations.
In other news, the president of COTELCO Archipelago chapter shared an assessment on how hotels and their percentages are doing in 2021 during and after the pandemic and the impact left by the hurricanes.
After the negative impact on the economy, the hotel sector in the island has been recovering little by little. Juan Carlos Osorio Aguilar, president of COTELCO Archipelago chapter, offered percentages and gave a report on the subject.
COTELCO has been working with its strategic allies, airlines, travel agencies, tour operators to see how we can reach those issuing destinations. Since after this situation we are going through, we need to project confidence, sell, and make them see that the hotels associated with COTELCO are complying with the biosecurity protocols.
On the other hand, he gave the figures that have been presented since December regarding hotel occupancy.
From the month of December and January, we saw a gradual reactivation where initially we had in December between 15 and 17%. In January, we went up between 20 and 25%. In February, we maintained between 25 and 30%, and so we were in the month of February. Now we come into March with a completely positive and better projection for the long weekend that precedes the Holy Week.
The president of COTELCO indicated that alliances have been necessary for the reactivation of the hotel industry on the island.
En el caso concreto
In the specific case of COTELCO, we have been working hand in hand with the airlines, the natural distribution and sales channels, and we see how, although gradually but surely, the reactivation is taking place. We have been preparing for a long time for these reactivation days, and we continue working hand in hand with the national and departmental entities, the support of the departmental government and national government, looking for different strategies to make ourselves known.
Now we continue with news from the municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina. Outraged by the insistence on ignoring the decision taken in the prior consultation of 2015 and continue with the project to build a Coast Guard station, the Fishermen's Federation had decided to protest by setting up a camp for dignity.
Yesterday, the Fishermen's Federation of Providence and Catalina set up a peaceful protest camp where the Navy has announced the construction of its Coast Guard and Maritime Control Base. The fishermen demand the presence of the Governor, the Mayor, the Secretary of Agriculture and Fisheries, the AUNAP, and the Ministry of Agriculture.
We hear from yesterday, making a small planton down here, present by Fuku, well, doing some petition. As you know, so we got a little difficulty with the Coast Guard station here. So the idea is be here till when the authority them come and talk away and we find a solution.
Right now I'm here because then we try to defend our island and defend our right. Because it belongs to the fish and farm and this thing that going on with the Coast Guard and I don't like it, so I'm here just to say our right in this case.
What the Coast Guard should do at this point with that dock is leave it to the fish and farm cooperative since with them the hurricane gone away with it. So to do something good, if they really ought to do something good, give the cooperativa the dock and take out the tent and go about their business right back where they was before.
The fishermen also propose a commission of mediators, and among their demands are the removal of the constructed dock, that in general interest the comodatum of the land where the fisherman co-op is located be renewed, for the government to comply with the reconstruction of the co-op to reactivate the productive chain, fuel subsidy for fishermen, among others.
And in recent days, the national government delivered a portable X-ray equipment for the local hospital of Old Providence. The delivery is relevant because for more than 25 years, they were waiting for the change of this equipment.
The director of the local hospital, Marjorie Englehart, received with great pleasure a new X-ray equipment delivered by the national government. The equipment strengthens the diagnostic support in the municipality after the loss of the old radioscopy equipment during the hurricane.
La idea con esto es fortalecer la atención en el municipio de Providencia.
The idea with this is to strengthen the medical care in the municipality of Old Providence and avoid transferring to the island of San Andres patients that have to perform this type of diagnostic imaging. The device is totally portable. The ministry sent a technician who provided the relevant training to the hospital's X-ray technician.
The equipment that complements quality health care in the municipality would reduce the number of patients transferred to the sister island of San Andres.
26 años después es que conseguimos un equipo
26 years later, we received a brand new equipment of the latest technology within the framework of the affectation by Hurricane Iota and COVID-19. Through the COVID sub-account, the ministry prioritized the municipality of Providence and Santa Catalina to receive this important donation of an X-ray equipment that I believe it is well received by the whole community.
An exclusive place in the field hospital was provided for it.
Nuestro agradecimiento es para el Ministerio de Salud, la Unidad de Gestión de...
Our gratitude goes to the Ministry of Health, the Unit for Risk and Disaster Management, the COVID sub-account, Dr. Catherine Ocampo, and all the people who in one way or another intervened in the logistics.
From now on, people that are waiting to carry out these type of studies will be able to be taken care of at the field hospital.
And in more news from the municipality, today began the evacuation of sewage water with a well suction operation on the island of Santa Catalina.
reception in ISO tanks and transport by boat for subsequent transfer to the primary WWTP in camp. This is the process of evacuation for the anaerobic septic tanks of Santa Catalina that were overflowing.
Se hizo de una manera artesanal con mangueras llenando los hidrotanques.
Was done in an artisanal way with hoses filling the hydro tanks that were later transported to the island of Old Providence in artisanal boats, from where we took them to the PTAR where they treated it, and with this we contributed to the environmental part of Santa Catalina.
This is done to prevent waste from being disposed to the sea or to the mangroves around the island, in addition to improving the public services in the municipality.
Estamos drenando todas las aguas por un equipo.
We are draining with manual suction equipment. It is a high-pressure pump that is generating the transfer of the sewage network to a boat where we have some ISO tanks, and so we transport them from one island to the other to be suctioned and transported in vacuum vehicles.
The networks of wells and septic sewage was collapsed since the passage of Hurricane Iota. For this reason, the community of Catalina is grateful for the treatment of this waste.
And in cultural news, until March 15, local artists will have the opportunity to register for the contest Island Music in 24 Frames.
Island Music in 24 Frames is a project of the Native Films Foundation, which this year reaches its 5th edition and consists of the realization of a music video clip by an artist or musical group on the archipelago.
Island Music in 24 Frames is a project supported by the Ministry of Culture that seeks to support the musical talent in the archipelago. It is a contest in which the artists are soloists or musical groups with songs that do not have video, and the winning song is awarded a music video.
At this moment, Island Music in 24 Frames is in its initial stage, and those interested may register until March 15.
They must send an email to everythingsas@gmail.com with the name of the song, the name of the artist, and contact information.
The invitation is that all the artists of archipelago take advantage of these spaces that seeks to give visibility to the island talent.
And this weekend, our regional channel Teleislas will premiere a new production that seeks to make visible all the cultural samples of our archipelago.
Music, dances, gastronomy, architecture, language, and much more will be the protagonists of the program Fiwi Weekend, the cultural program that will premiere this weekend on the screens of our regional channel. Its director, Sylvette Mitchell, tells us all about this new project.
Fiwi Weekend is a cultural space where we want with elderly people and for young people to learn and to remember experience, practices, for custom, for tradition, everything we used to do before the free port. The idea that for people from home watch Fiwi Weekend, remember, they can run joke, for enjoy. They present, we have Katia Bowie and Lonnie Lee Miles going there in the set, and the idea is to take out that for people and where they home. The home they just to remember for learn for we young people them what the for we practices, how we used to cook, how we used to farm, the importance of the coconut before the free port, all them here things. So I want to invite everybody from San Andres Providence and Santa Catalina, and also people who are outside the island and internationally from the diaspora, and also ambassadors then to watch Fiwi Weekend. Take out one little hour out of your weekend to watch Fiwi Weekend every Saturday and Sunday from 3 in the evening till 4 in the evening.